National Day, today is also a very special day for our student leaders. We will witness the change of leadership for the key student leader appointment holders in Kranji Secondary School. We are your MCs for this segment. I'm Li Jiaying.
I'm Shirley.
On this significant day, they will come together as one, sharing the common vision of leading and serve the student body.
Now, it is my great pleasure to invite our principal, Ms. Tan, to give the Leaders' Day speech. Ms. Tan, please. Thank you, Ms. Tan.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let us give a round of applause for the student leaders of Kranji Secondary School. First, let us welcome the Kranji Prefectorial Board. The prefects are role models for their peers, and they play a crucial role in upholding the discipline and good name of the school. They serve the school and the community in many major events.
To warmly welcome our current Head Prefect, Yo Ming Xuan, and Vice Head Prefects, Zakia Binti Jafar and Esther Tan.
We will now witness the investiture of the Sec 2 and 3 prefects. Students shortlisted for the Prefectorial Board underwent an interview last year, then were put through 9 months of probation and finally attended a selection camp this year. These students were put to the test and challenged on their thinking skills, teamwork, and most importantly, leadership skills. Finally, 38 outstanding individuals emerged to be suitable candidates for the Prefectorial Board. We would like to call upon Ms. Jenna Low, the teacher in charge of the Prefectorial Board, and Ms. May Ng, the second teacher in charge, to formally introduce our newly appointed prefects by presenting them with the prefect's badge. Ms. Low and Ms. Ng, please.
Meisha Fahira. From 2K2, Niu Shixuan, Wu Shuya Shayan, Wang Anti. From 2K3, Merrick Niu Kaijie. From 2K4, Joseph Jerry Daniel, Go Jo Yi. From 2K5, To Ting Ting Eliza, Kwa Chun Run, Si Ming Kun Daryl, Monen Bat, Chan Yok Ding, Mai Pei Wen, Anunaya Joshi, Harrison Tan Hui Ting, Ko Rui En, and Nicole Yao Zhi Qi. From 2R1, Nor Fazana, Afi Hazid bin Nul Iskandar, Ramya Saravanan. From 2R2, Lim Tao Nigal, Muhammad Nazir, Pamitra, daughter of Burani Khanan, Nathaniel Ng. From 2A1, Angus Liu Zhiyuan. From 3K2, Ng Shen Yi Amanda, Wang Kun, and Li Chua Xunze. From 3K3, Ho Lu Xuan Riji, Li Jingli. From 3K4, Yang Shu Yi, Danish Ram, son of Sukuma. From 3K5, Ho Junleong, Zhao Xinglai, Hu Fenghao. From 3R2, Haslinda Binti Zakaria. Thank you. We will now call upon a representative from the newly appointed prefects
to collect the cert of appointment from our Vice Principal, Mrs. Ram. Representing the Prefectorial Board is Mohammad Nazirumubi from 2R2. May we invite Mrs. Ram, please. Mrs. Ram.
Next, let's welcome the Student Sports Committee, SSC. These groups of students play an important and active role in managing the sports activities for Kranjans. They serve the school community not just in sport activities, but also in many other major school events. So, let's put our hands together for the Sec 4 and 5 SSC members. The Sec 3 SSC members.
We will now witness the investiture of the Secondary 3 SSC members. We would like to invite our Head of Department for CCA, Mr. Andy Kong, and the SSC Teacher in Charge, Mr. Gray Hansen, to formally introduce our Secondary 3 SSC members by presenting them with the SSC badge. Mr. Kong and Mr. Gray, please. From 3K1, Chua Jinghao, Victor. Lu Shikai, Spencer. From 3K2, Amir Arifin bin Karudin. Jo Hyun Jun, Muhammad Haziq bin Taal. Tan Weijie, Coben. Wang Wei-en, Brian. Zhong Hao Tong, Lin Xingyuan.
From 3K3, Chua Han-wei, Marcus Do Zhenhan, Min Kan-zo, Ng Guangshen Aaron, Valdez Francis. From 3K4, Joshua Chong Kaile, Ng Kai-shen Andrew, Li Ka-kei, Regina Tan Ke-yi.
From 3K5, Chan Wei-de, Elliot. Ng Jiale, Li Jian. Tin Xuan Wen, Sean. Zhou Li-da. From 3R2, Zoe Tan. Thank you, teachers.
We will now call upon a representative from the newly inducted SS to collect the certificates of appointment from our Vice Principal, Mrs. Ram. Representing the SS is Zoe Tan from 3R2. May we invite Mrs. Ram, please.
co-curricular activity environment that encourages the holistic development of our students. Our actively involved in a wide variety of school events and are given the opportunity to hone their leadership, organizational skills. With the firm belief that learning should go beyond the classroom, involved in CCA help nurture well-balanced and confident leaders. And today, we will honor the contributions of the outgoing CCA leaders and witness the hand to the incoming leaders.
First, representing the current executive committees of the various uniform groups, we have representatives from Boys Brigade, National Police Cadet Corps, National Cadet Corps, St. John's Ambulance Brigade, Girls Brigade, Kranji Symphonic Band. First, representing the current executive committees of the various uniform groups, we have representatives from Boys Brigade, National Police Cadet Corps, National Cadet Corps, St. John's Ambulance Brigade, Girls Brigade, and Kranji Symphonic Band.
Taking over the leadership baton of the uniformed groups, we have Company Sergeant Major Ho Jun Leong and Assistant Company Sergeant Major Ryan Tan Yong Jian from Boys Brigade. Overall in charge, Tan Wei Jie Coven, and second overall in charge, Jo Hyun Jun from MPCC. Unit Sergeant Major Ang Yi Xiang Aaron and Assistant Unit Sergeant Major Lin Xin Yuan from NCC.
Next up.
Company Sergeant Major Jerry Kong Guo Quan and Assistant Company Sergeant Major Andrew Ng Kai Shen from St. John's Ambulance Brigade. Company Leader Li Jiayi and Assistant Company Leader Ng Shi Ying from Girls Brigade. Drum Major Regina Dang Ke-yi from Kranji Symphonic Band.
We will now witness the handover with the outgoing heads will present the newly appointed heads with an item that is iconic to the respective CCAs. Of the uniform groups to present the newly appointed heads with the student leaders badge. Teachers, please. Thank you, teachers. Let's put our hands together for the newly appointed heads of the uniform groups.
Next up, we have the leaders from Sports and Games. Representing the current executive committees of sports and games, we have the captains and vice captains from the basketball boys team, basketball girls team, badminton boys team, badminton girls team, soccer team, and the table tennis team.
Taking over the leadership baton are Captain Li Jian and Vice Captain Li Zhenyu Alvin from the basketball boys team. Captain Maria Frenchel and Vice Captain Daisy Ann from the basketball girls team. Captain Isaac Xiao Yu Tie and Vice Captain Putor Strayers from badminton boys team.
Captain Li Ruiling Brenda and Vice Captain Tiffany Go Fenny from the badminton girls team. Captain Khairul Azhar and Vice Captains Ahmad Azizi and Mohammad Zulimi from the soccer team. Captain Lim Li Hui Yuki and Vice Captain Ng Chen Yi Amanda from the table tennis team.
As a symbolic gesture of handing over their duties, the outgoing captains and vice captains will shake hands with the incoming captains and vice captains. and present the newly appointed heads with an item that is iconic to the respective CCAs.
Following that, I would now like to call upon the respective CCA teachers to present the newly appointed captains and vice captains with the student leaders badge. Teachers, please. I hereby present you the newly appointed captains and vice captains of sports and games.
Following them are the leaders of the performing arts groups. Representing the current executive committees of the performing arts, we have representatives from dance, Kranji Production Drama, and the Kranji Symphonic Band.
Taking over the leadership baton of the performing arts, we have the choir president Ling Ting Wee, vice presidents Teo Shaming and Stacy Chow Bei Kang, dance president Wan Yi and vice president Tai Sing Yi Cindy, K production drama president Shari Hamza bin Rosmi and vice president Amir Arifin bin Khairuddin, Kranji Symphonic Band, Band Major Chong Yi-young and Honorary Secretary Kanini.
The outgoing presidents and vice presidents will now shake hands with the newly appointed presidents and vice presidents to signify the handover of duties. I would now like to call upon the respective CCA teachers to present the newly appointed presidents and vice presidents with the student leaders badge. Teachers, please. Thank you, teachers. Let's put our hands together for the newly appointed presidents and vice presidents of the performing arts groups.
Last but not least, we have the leaders of the clubs and societies. Representing the executive committees of the various clubs and societies, we have representatives from the Environmental Community and Service Learning Club, also known as the ECOS Club, the Kranji Productions Technical Team, and the Media Innovation Club.
Taking over the leadership baton of the clubs and societies, we have ECOS Club President Lo Wei Fang Kalista and Vice President Muhammad Nazirul Mubin, K Production Technical Team President Wu Xiaoying and Vice President Tan Kai Ying, Media Innovation Club President Ryan Fu and Vice Presidents Nurul Huda and Eileen Lee.
As a symbolic gesture of handing over their duties, the outgoing presidents and vice presidents will now shake hands with the newly appointed presidents and vice presidents. Following that, I would now like to call upon the respective CCA teachers to present the newly appointed presidents and vice presidents with the student leaders badge. Teachers, please. Thank you, teachers. I hereby present you the newly appointed presidents and vice presidents of clubs and societies.
Now, we would like to invite the representatives from the uniform groups, sports and games, performing arts, and clubs and societies to collect the certificates of appointment. A representative from Boys Brigade, Company Sergeant Major Ho Jun Leong, who represent the uniformed group. Representing the sports and games, we have Li Jian from basketball. Coming up next, Lin Jing Wei from choir, who represent the performing arts. Last but not least, Lo Wei Fang Callista from the Ecos Club, who represent all clubs and societies. May I now invite Mrs. Ram to present the certificates of appointment to the leaders. Mrs. Ram, please.
We will now witness the handover of the Student Sports Committee, presenting to you the outgoing and incoming executive committees of the SSC. Taking over the leadership baton, we have Secretary Lin Xingyuan, Quartermaster Tan Weijie Kovan, and physical training instructors Amir Arifin bin Khairuddin and Lin Kanzor.
The outgoing Executive Committee will shake hands with the incoming Executive Committee to signify the handover of roles and responsibilities. May we now invite our Head of Department for CCA, Mr. Andy Kong, and the SSC Teacher in Charge, Mr. Gui Hansen, to present the new SSC Executive Committee with their badges. Teachers, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now witness the handover of the SSC President and Vice President appointments. Leading the 2014 SSC Executive Committee are newly appointed President Wang Wei-en Brian and Vice President Lee Ka-kei. As a symbolic gesture, the Presidents and Vice Presidents will shake hands to signify the handover of roles and responsibilities. We would now like to invite our Vice Principal, Mr. Lee, to present the President and Vice President with their badges. Mr. Lee, please. Thank you, Mr. Lee.
Last, definitely not the least, we'll witness the final handover of the Prefectorial Board. Let's welcome both the 2013 and 2014 Executive Committees. It It is my great pleasure to introduce the 2014 Prefectorial Board Executive Committee appointment holders. They are Putu Strayers, Zhou Lida, Andrew Ng Kai Shen, Lo Xiaobing, Celine, Tai Xin Yi, Cindy. As a symbolic gesture, the outgoing Executive Committee will shake hands with the incoming Executive Committee to signify the handover of roles and responsibilities.
We will now proceed with the investiture of the new Prefectorial Board Executive Committee appointment holders. We would like to once again invite our Vice Principal, Mrs. Ram, and the teacher in charge, Miss Jenna Low, to present them with the Prefectorial Board Executive Committee badges. Mrs. Ram and teacher, please. Mrs. Ram and Ms. Low.
Next, let us put our hands together to warmly welcome Head and Vice Head Prefects of 2013 and 2014. Leading the 2014 Prefectorial Board Executive Committee are the newly appointed Head Prefect Li Ruiling Brenda and the Vice Head Prefect Wong Kai Hun Isaac and Regina Tan Ke Yi. We believe that under their leadership, the Prefectorial Board Executive Committee will continue to represent the student body and uphold the good name of our school. As a symbolic gesture, the Head Prefects and Vice Head Prefects will shake hands to signify the handover of roles and responsibilities.
We would now like to once again invite our principal, vice principals, Mrs. Ram, Mr. Lee, Ms. Tan, to present the newly appointed Head Prefect and Vice Head Prefects with their badges. Ms. Tan, Mrs. Ram, and Mr. Lee, please. Mrs. Ram and Mr. Lee. Now, let's put our hands together once again for the newly appointed Head and Vice Head Prefects.
Now, our current Head Prefect, Yo Min Xuan, will address the school for the last time as the Head Prefect. Let's put our hands together for her. Thank you, Min Xuan, for the inspirational sharing and for your invaluable contributions to the school the past years.
Next, let us warmly welcome our new Head Prefect, Li Ruiling Brenda, by giving her a big round of applause as she will now present us with her inaugural speech. Thank you, Brenda, for your brilliant speech, and we look forward to you leading the student leader body to even greater heights.
I would now like to invite our new Head Prefect, Brenda, to lead all student leaders in taking the Leaders Pledge. Brenda, please.
Leaders up. Pledge over. Leaders down.
Thank you, Brenda. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I now present to you the new student leaders of Kranji for 2014 and 2015. With that, we have come to the end of the Leaders' Day ceremony. Let's give all the leaders another round of applause. With that, we have come to the end of the Leaders' Day ceremony. Let's give all the leaders another round of applause.
Okay, Francis, can you come forward quickly? Hurry up. It's already like 7:15. Once you're ready, can you sit down? Okay, can you all settle down quickly so that we can brief you all? Okay, just to check. Okay, we feel that most of you are not ready for the parade rehearsal. Okay? Because Mr. Goh is queuing you all most of the time. Now, because of this, right, there needs to be a rehearsal for tomorrow. Okay, we just need maximum 1 hour, minimum half an hour without the MCs. Okay, so we'll gather at 4 p.m. in the hall first. Then we'll come down straight away. Okay, tomorrow, right, simple, half you. You don't have to bring down your uniform. Half school uniform. Okay, with PE on top. Then, if you're not too sure regarding your uniform today, right, please clear through all of us regarding your blazers or your attire. Is that okay? Yeah, it's for your own turnout at the end of Friday, so you need to have a last proper parade rehearsal. Any questions?